Right now I'm just out here at the lake, as you can see, and I came here to work on some music and write some songs, and it started to rain a little bit, and so that kind of got me thinking about the impermanence of things in life, and how no matter how much we want things to go a certain way, that's not always the case. I was hoping it would be a sunny, beautiful day and it would be warm, so I'd had nice weather and I could just sit out here in the peaceful nature and just be quiet and just kind of reflect and write some things. And how it started raining pretty hard and thunderstorming and everything, so I had to go back, and I came back out here because it got me thinking about relationships in our lives, and how even though we want people to stay and how we don't want to lose them, sometimes it's the case where we can't do anything about it, and they'll give our lives, and that can keep us in a position where we feel stuck and we feel like it's hard to move on. So I wanted to talk about a little bit how to actually let go of people who leave your life, and how to move on in a way that's as healthy as possible, and do it not necessarily as quickly as possible, but do it in a way where you can recover and begin to be productive again. Because especially when you're young, if you've had some trauma of people leaving your lives, like maybe your parents aren't separated and you don't know one of them, or whatever it may be, it can be quite triggering and can be very hard to get through. So the first thing that I know has helped me, and I believe will help a lot of you, is journaling. Journaling on a piece of paper, writing down your thoughts and being completely honest with yourself is probably the most productive thing you can do in terms of healing yourselves, because it allows what's in your mind to get out and onto a piece of paper. And if you look up any of the great people in history, like Albert Einstein and Thomas Edison, all these people, they probably had journals, and I know most of them had journals because they needed to write things down and get their ideas out. Your thoughts aren't meant to stay in your head, they're meant to leave. And when we get a thought and we have feelings, the only way to get them to move on from them is to get them outside of ourselves. And if we're just keeping them trapped inside to ourselves, then it's going to take forever to move on, and eventually they're just going to keep getting pushed down and pushed down and pushed down, and eventually they're going to resurface, like when an event triggers them, like what may have happened to you if someone left your life, or you're going through a breakup, or someone cut you off. No matter what it is, you have to be able to heal that. And so journaling and being completely honest with yourself is the best thing that I have found, and is it's a very rewarding process in terms of healing yourself, because you don't have to show it to anyone. You can just write whatever you're feeling down and be completely honest with yourself. Just write a couple sentences and everything is going to start flowing. And as soon as you get into that flow state, you're going to connect things in your mind, and you're going to feel like you're actually going to know what has triggered you and why you feel the way you do about this certain person leaving your life. And you probably won't feel any better right away, but after you've done it a few times and you've kind of got it out, maybe it takes 3 journaling sessions, one every day for 3 days, and then you finally start to feel better. And once you've gotten rid of those thoughts and they're out there, you don't necessarily ever have to look at them again. You can just leave them there and know that they're not in your mind anymore, and begin to let go. And now another thing with that is, for anyone who's creative, you use this feeling that you have as a process to create something and help other people get through the same thing. So in terms of music, a lot of artists, when they go through a breakup or do have something that makes them feel a very strong sense of whatever emotion it is, they create with that and make a piece of art, and that helps other people to heal. Like, I don't know how many people have told me that music is the thing that gets them out of bed in the morning and keeps them going. Music is something that can completely change your emotions in a matter of seconds, and being able to produce something like that, taking a feeling that you have and putting it out into the world and helping other people heal, I think is something that isn't really expressed in any other way than art. And now the second way to start actually moving on from people leaving your life is getting out and meeting new people. Now, I know when you feel sad and you feel like you're all alone and you have nothing else in your life besides yourself and this pity that you feel, you have to get out and start meeting new people. Whether that's just going for a walk and smiling at a random stranger who you see, on the side of the road, or whatever it may be. Maybe it's going to play basketball with some new people, or just going to the gym and talking to some new people. It's going to get you out of your comfort zone, and you're going to start making new connections with people. There are so many people in this world that you have not met yet, and thinking that you've lost the only person that really understands you in your life is a bunch of bullshit, because there's like 8 billion people in the world, and you're telling me you can't find another one who is like the person you've lost. Now, I know they've been special in your life and you have a bunch of memories with this person, but you have to learn that you have to move on in life, and no matter how much you want them back, you can't get them back. So finding new relationships and meeting new people is going to allow you to start healing and start moving forward with your life. The whole point of moving on from someone is to move forward in a new direction and discover new things, new passions, new people, and it's forming a new life for yourself. You're not in the life that you had with that person anymore. It's gone, no matter whether you like it or not. And the sad reality is that you're never going to get those memories back. But it's also very liberating knowing that what has happened is always going to stay with you. You always have those memories with those people, and no one can take that away from you. No matter how much you want them back or how much you want to go back to those times, you can't go back, and you shouldn't look back with envy thinking that you want those days back, because oftentimes we remember things better than they actually were, because we're not in the present moment. We have a fantasy about how we want things to be, and we're making the past seem better than it actually was. We're just remembering the good stuff, and we're just focused on the negatives in the present moment. Now, the final thing that you have to do to move on from relationships and people leaving your life is be patient. That's all you can do. You have to know that it's going to take time, and you're not going to feel better about it right away. But as you journal and you start to meet new people, and you meditate and exercise and do things that you love to do, and maybe you pick up a new hobby, you're going to not distract yourself, that's not the right word. You're going to have new thoughts, and you're going to move on from these people, because your mind is going to be focused on something else. It's not going to be thinking about how sad you are that this person isn't in your life anymore. It's going to be thinking about how happy you are to be running a new business, or getting a new job, or going to school for the new passion you found, or creating an art. It's going to be focused on the good things in life that come from other things. So often we get caught up in the one-sidedness that we think people have brought to our lives and how much they improved it. But when you think about it, if you're relying on one other person in your life to be the center of your life, then you have an issue that you need to heal. You need to be the center of your life, and you need to be able to be happy on your own. Now, of course, we need other people in our lives, but you have to know that you are enough yourself, and even though you're going to lose people, you're going to find new ones. And as long as you always stay true to yourself and keep yourself in mind, then you're never going to be truly alone in life.